Welcome students again in your physics class, chapter number 1 with the topic measurement of volume of regular objects. Students, the volume of a regular object is measured by finding three dimensions. What are those? They are length, breadth and height or radius. And we can use these by following relations. First of all, volume of a cube. We can measure it by the formula side cube. Okay, here side cube. Volume of a cuboid, we can use the formula length into breadth into height. Volume of a sphere, we can use the formula 4 pi by 3 or 4 upon 3 pi into radius cube. Volume of a cylinder, we can say or we can use the formula pi r square h. Okay. Now students, for measuring the volume of a cone, we can use the formula pi upon 3 multiply by radius square multiply by height, or we can say like this, pi upon 3 into r square into height. Here you listen students, that what is pi here? Pi we are using value, for pi we are using the value 3.14 or we are using it as 22 by 7. Now students, we will see that how measurement of volume of an irregular body is taken. Okay. The volume of a solid of an irregular shape can be measured by using cylinder by the method of displacement of liquid. Each body occupies space equal to its own volume. If a body of irregular shape is immersed in a liquid, understood no? If it is immersed in a liquid, it displaces the volume of liquid equal to its own volume so as to occupy the space of liquid. Thus we can say that the volume of a body of a irregular shape is equal to volume of liquid displayed by the body when it is immersed completely into the liquid. To find the volume of the liquid, we know the initial level of the liquid in the measuring cylinder. Understood? Then the level of the liquid after immersing the given body completely into that liquid. Okay. The difference in the final level from the initial level gives you the volume of the liquid displaced, which is equal to the volume of the given irregular body. This we can demonstrate by the following activity. To measure the volume of a piece of stone, any piece of stone you can take, and then we have to find its volume. So students, first of all, a piece of stone you have to take, a measuring cylinder, one thread and some water you have to take. Now what you have to do, place this measuring cylinder on a flat surface and fill it partially with water. Okay. Now note the reading V1 of the water level very carefully. Listen, I will show you the diagram. We have just looked the lower level of the, here we have looked to the lower level of the water with by keeping the eyes just straight, and we mark it as V1. Okay. Now what we will do, we will tie a piece of stone with a thread and we have to dip it completely into that water. What will happen? We will see that the level of water rises. Now I will show you in the diagram. Look, when this thread is immersed, the stone is immersed in this water, the level of the water increases. Now we will mark it as what? V2. Okay. Now the difference in the two levels of water will give you the volume of the piece of stone. Initial in this figure, you are seeing that the initial level of water we have marked as V1 is how much? 60 ml. Level of the water when the stone is immersed. How will you see it? That when the stone is immersed, how much it becomes? 80 ml. Now, how will you find out the volume of the water displaced? What you have to do? Just V2 minus V1. Clear? That means 100 ml minus 60 ml, you will get what? 20 ml. That means this 20 ml is the volume of one of piece of stone equals what? 20 centimeter cube. And why? You have to note it down that 1 milliliter is equals to 1 centimeter cube. If 20 centimeter cube, then how much meter it will become? 20 ml. Right? So, what is the volume of the piece of stone? 20 centimeter cube. Okay. Now, you have to note one more thing, that the volume of an empty vessel like a bottle can be found by filling it completely with water, then pouring the water in a clean measuring cylinder. Okay. Now we will learn about the area. In 6th class also, we have learned that the surface occupied by an object is called area, and we have read the SI unit also, that is square meter. It is equal to the area of a square of side 1 meter. That means what? 1 meter square is equals to 1 meter multiplied by 1 meter. To express the area of a playground, a football field, a village or a town, square meter is a small unit. The bigger unit of area is what? R. I will tell you, square decameter or R, hectare, and square kilometer. 1 R is the area of a square with each side measuring 10 meter. That is 1 R is equals to 10 meter multiplied by 10 meter. That means 100 meter square. 1 hectare is the area of a square with each side 100 meter. That means 1 hectare is equals to 100 meter multiplied by 100 meter. That means 10 raised to power 4 meter square or 100 hours. 1 square kilometer, okay, is area of a square with each side measuring 1 kilometer. That is 1 kilometer is square is equals to what? 1 kilometer multiplied by 1 kilometer. That means 100 meters, 1000 meters multiplied by 1000 meters. Why? Because 1 kilometer is equals to what? 1000 meter. That means 10 raised to power 6 meter square. That means 1 kilometer square is equals to 10 raised to power 6 meter square. On the other hand, to express the area of small objects like pencil, rubber, etc., square meter is a big unit. So the smaller units of area are square meter, centimeter or square millimeter. That means 1 centimeter square is equals to 1 upon 100 meter into 1 upon 100 meter. That means 10 raised to power minus 4 meter square. 1 millimeter square is equals to 1 millimeter into 1 millimeter. That means 1 upon 1000 meter into 1 upon 1000 meter. That means 10 raised to power minus 6 meter square. Thus, units of area are as related. 1 R is equals to 10 raised to power 2 meter square. 1 hectare is equals to 10 raised to power 4 meter square. 1 kilometer square is equals to 10 raised to power 6 meter square. 1 centimeter square is equals to 10 raised to power minus 4 meter square. And 1 millimeter is equals to 10 raised to power minus 6 meter square. So students, tomorrow we will continue. Till today this much only. Stay safe, stay at home, and wash your hands again and again thoroughly with clean water and soap. Thank you.